Hey nerd fighters, it's your name here, and today we're diving deep into the great white North Canada. Now before you grab your pitchforks, I want to clarify that I don't hate Canada. In fact, it's a beautiful country with a lot going for it. But like any place, it has its quirks, and by quirks I mean things that make you want to tear your hair out. So buckle up, buttercups, as we explore the top 5 things that are just plain annoying about Canada. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the polar bear in the backyard. Winter is not just coming, it's here to stay, and it's making quite the entrance. Canadian winters are no joke. They are a force to be reckoned with, transforming the landscape into a frozen wonderland that is both beautiful and brutal. We're talking sub-zero temperatures that can make your breath freeze mid-air, enough snow to bury a moose, and days so short you'd think you accidentally time-traveled to the North Pole. The sun barely makes an appearance, leaving us in a perpetual twilight that can be quite disorienting. And don't even get me started on the wind chill. It's like a relentless force that cuts through even the thickest layers of clothing, making you question every life choice that led you to this frozen tundra. It's like Mother Nature herself is trying to slap you in the face with a frozen fish. The wind gusts are so strong they can knock you off your feet, and the cold is so intense it feels like it's seeping into your very bones. For those of us who aren't fans of extreme cold, it's basically months of hibernation. You find yourself bundling up in blankets, sipping on endless cups of hot cocoa, and binge-watching your favorite shows just to pass the time. Forget spontaneous walks in the park or enjoying a coffee on a patio. The parks are deserted, and the outdoor cafes are closed, their tables buried under a thick layer of snow. You're basically trapped indoors, dreaming of sunshine and warmth. You start to reminisce about those lazy summer days, the feel of the sun on your skin, and the simple joy of wearing a t-shirt and shorts. And don't even think about complaining to a Canadian about the weather. They'll just give you a knowing smile and say, "It's not that bad, you get used to it." They'll just shrug and say, "It's not that bad, you get used to it." It's like a rite of passage, a badge of honor that every Canadian wears with pride. Used to it? Really? It's hard to imagine getting used to something so extreme. But I suppose humans are incredibly adaptable creatures. You can get used to anything if you try hard enough, I guess, but that doesn't make it any less challenging. Every day is a battle against the elements, from shoveling your driveway to trudging through knee-deep snow just to get to your car. But that doesn't make it any less annoying. The constant need to clear snow off your car, the risk of slipping on icy sidewalks, and the never-ending cold can wear you down. Yet there's a certain resilience that comes with enduring such harsh conditions. It's a testament to the human spirit and our ability to find beauty and joy even in the most challenging of circumstances. Despite the hardships, winter also brings its own unique joys. The sight of children building snowmen, families playing in the snow, and friends ice skating on frozen ponds can warm even the coldest of hearts. It's a season that brings people together, fostering a sense of community and shared experience. And let's not forget the cozy moments. There's something incredibly comforting about sitting by a roaring fire, sipping on hot cocoa, and sharing laughter with loved ones. These are the moments that make the long, cold winter bearable and even enjoyable. Winter also offers some of the most breathtaking sights. The snow-covered mountains, the serene winter landscapes, and if you're lucky, the mesmerizing dance of the northern lights in the sky. These natural wonders remind us of the beauty that exists even in the coldest of seasons. So, while winter may be harsh and relentless, it also has its own charm. It's a season that tests our resilience but also rewards us with moments of beauty and joy. Embrace the cold, find warmth in the little things, and remember that spring is just around the corner. So you've survived the winter, congrats! The biting cold, the endless snow shoveling, and the short, dark days are finally behind you. You've made it through the season of hibernation, and now it's time to embrace the warmth and light of spring. But hold on, before you get too comfortable, there's another challenge waiting for you. Now get ready to face the next hurdle, the cost of living. Specifically, the housing market. It's a beast of its own, lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce on your finances. The dream of owning a home or even renting a decent place can quickly turn into a nightmare. Vancouver, Toronto, even smaller cities are experiencing sky-high prices that would make your eyes water. The once-attainable dream of homeownership is slipping further and further out of reach for many. The skyline of these cities, with their towering high-rises, is a constant reminder of the financial mountain you have to climb. Imagine, if you will, a world where a tiny, run-down apartment costs more than a mansion in some countries. It's a harsh reality that many are facing. The disparity between what you get and what you pay for is staggering. You could be living in a luxurious mansion elsewhere, but here, you're stuck with a cramped, outdated space. That's the reality in many Canadian cities. The bustling urban areas, filled with people chasing their dreams, are also filled with exorbitant price tags. The cost of living in these cities is pushing people to their limits, both financially and emotionally. And rent? Don't even get me started. The monthly payments can feel like a never-ending drain on your bank account. Every month, you watch a significant chunk of your hard-earned money disappear, just to keep a roof over your head. You'll be shelling out a small fortune just for a roof over your head. It's a constant struggle to balance your budget, knowing that a large portion of your income is going towards rent. The stress of making ends meet can be overwhelming. And it's not just housing. The cost of living extends to every aspect of your life. From the food you eat to the transportation you use, everything comes with a hefty price tag. Groceries, transportation, entertainment, everything seems to cost an arm and a leg. A simple trip to the grocery store can leave you with sticker shock. Public transportation, while convenient, isn't cheap. And if you want to enjoy a night out, be prepared to spend a significant amount of money. It's enough to make you want to move to a remote cabin in the woods and live off the land. The idea of escaping the financial pressures of city life and finding solace in nature is tempting. A simpler life, away from the hustle and bustle, where you can grow your own food and live off the grid. But then, you'd have to deal with the winter again. The harsh, unforgiving winter that you just survived. The cycle continues, and the challenges never seem to end. The price of paradise, it seems, is your soul. Canada is often praised for its universal healthcare system. It's a point of national pride, a symbol of equality and compassion. The idea that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can access medical care is indeed a noble one. And don't get me wrong, it's a good thing. The system ensures that no one is left behind, and that's something to be celebrated. Many people have had their lives saved without the burden of medical bills, but it's not without its flaws. The reality is, while the care is free, the wait times can be a significant drawback. This is a common issue that many Canadians face, and it can be incredibly frustrating. The biggest one? Wait times. Oh, the wait times. They can be long, sometimes unbearably so. This is especially true in emergency situations where every second counts. Imagine this. You're having a medical emergency. Your chest is tight, you're struggling to breathe, and you know you need help immediately. You rush to the hospital, heart pounding, only to be greeted by a waiting room full of people who look like they've been there for days. And then you wait. You sit there, watching the clock, feeling every minute stretch into an eternity. And wait, and wait. The minutes turn into hours, and the hours can sometimes turn into an entire day. It's a test of patience and endurance. Even for non-emergency procedures, the wait times can be excruciating. Routine checkups, diagnostic tests, and elective surgeries often come with their own long waiting periods. Need to see a specialist? The process can be even more daunting. Referrals, paperwork, and then the inevitable wait. Better book an appointment 6 months in advance. Yes, 6 months. It's not uncommon to wait half a year or more to see a specialist for a condition that might need timely intervention. It's like trying to get tickets to a sold-out concert, except your health is on the line. The anticipation, the frustration, and the uncertainty can be overwhelming. And while the care you eventually receive is often excellent, the journey to get there can be a long and winding road. So, while Canada's healthcare system is a model of accessibility and fairness, it's important to acknowledge the challenges that come with it. The wait times are a significant issue that needs addressing to ensure that the system works efficiently for everyone. Efforts are being made to improve the situation with ongoing discussions about healthcare reform and resource allocation. The goal is to reduce wait times and make the system more responsive to the needs of all Canadians. There is hope on the horizon. With continued effort and commitment, the dream of a truly efficient and accessible healthcare system can become a reality. Until then, patience remains a virtue for those navigating the current system. Taxes. The necessary evil that funds our public services, but in Canada it feels like the taxman is always lurking around the corner, ready to snatch away your hard-earned dollars. Income tax, sales tax, property tax, you name it, they tax it. And don't even get me started on the HST. It's enough to make you want to hide your money under the mattress. But then again, you'd probably get taxed on that too. I know, taxes pay for important things like healthcare and education, but sometimes it feels like we're paying an arm and a leg just to survive in this country. Remember those harsh winters we talked about? Well, they leave behind a lasting legacy: potholes, lots and lots of potholes. Driving on Canadian roads after winter is like navigating an obstacle course designed by a sadistic civil engineer. You're dodging potholes left and right, praying that your suspension doesn't give out. And the worst part? They never seem to get fixed. It's like the government is just waiting for someone's car to disappear into a giant sinkhole before they take action. So, there you have it, the top 5 annoying things about Canada. It's important to remember that no country is perfect and Canada is no exception. But despite its flaws, it's still a great place to live. It's just, sometimes you need to vent a little. And hey, maybe by pointing out these annoyances we can work towards making Canada even better. After all, a little constructive criticism never hurt anyone, right? So, what do you think? Do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, DFTBA.